Hey guys, it's David here. I'm going to quickly go over, um, hey guys, it's David here. I'm going to quickly go over the Princeton Revival format and just some additional information. So let's jump right into it. All right, so starting with the school format, Princeton will now be both 24 hours in school session. I'll talk a little bit about this more in just 1 second. All right, so the school will be open 24 hours with activities on campus for students to do when school is not in session, such as race cars, basketball, tennis, soccer, football, cheerleading, clubs, swimming, dorms, theater, food, etc. Think about an actual college or university in real life. Students live on campus and they're obviously not in class 24/7. However, they do have things outside of class to do, like being in their dorms, hanging out with friends, going to lunch, or going to their professors if they need help. This is why I wanted to make Princeton 24 hours, just to mimic that reality that we have in real life universities. And so we will have both school sessions where they go to class, but also 24 hours where students can enjoy the campus outside just a 1 hour school session. Moving on, we will have 3 types of sessions here at Princeton. One, bell sessions, which will be when we have classes and teachers teach. 2, shifts, where HRs can host a shift where they're not exactly teaching, but it's more of like a bunch of HRs and MRs join the shift, to be at the campus. And then training sessions where trainees can get promoted to the next rank. Moving on, we will only have 5 classes a day through 5 classes a day, school sessions being 1 hour Monday through Friday. So those 5 classes would be the 4 core classes plus an elective. If you don't know what the 4 core classes are, it's English, math, social studies, science, and then again, 1 elective. I made it 1 hour, so classes will be about 10 minutes each because we don't want to be in a game for 2.5 hours, I don't want to make it so boring that people don't want to apply. 1 hour is enough for us to teach, and then teachers and professors can give out work outside class for students to do. We don't want to make it like a real life school where students are in a class for 30 minutes. We want to make it sort of fun, but realistic at the same time. Moving on, we will only have 1 rank in the group with 2 teams, red and blue, in game. So the main rank students receive when they join the group will be freshman student. When they go in game, they will still be a freshman student, but they will now be split into 2 cohorts, red and blue. This is so we don't have 60 students in 1 classroom and a teacher trying to teach 60 students. So what happens is red and blue, they'll all take the same classes. They'll just be in different classes at different times. So let's say first period, blue will be in English, red would be in science. And then second period, red would go to math, blue would go to their elective class. And that's kind of how the red-blue team will work. And then again, the red-blue team, they'll be divided like randomly. So it won't be a specific reason why they're in red or blue. It'll be done automatically by a bot. Resource students must apply and will have 1 teacher all school session. Resource student will not be open to everybody. They will have to apply, get approved by the academic department, and then they will have to attend a school session. And the way resource will work, there'll be 1 teacher per session. We won't have a bunch of people rotating resource. That 1 teacher will be with that resource class for that hour. And that is how it would be pretty much. But I'll leave the academic department to work at the logistics of that. Awesome, moving on. Management team, MRs. MRs will be responsible for professoring. That's not a word. They will serve as professors. They'll also train at training sessions, and then they'll moderate and supervise when school is not in session. So think about it like a regular, like a hotel, for example. There are shifts where, HRs host. And then there are times when HRs are not there and their MR is there, but it's not an official shift and they're just kind of supervising. That's what the moderator / supervisor part means. But then trainers, training sessions, professors teaching at school sessions. Next, MRs will claim teaching slots for daily bell sessions. So similarly to other groups, even Princeton here, the way HRs would claim trainings and shifts, MRs would claim teaching slots. So let's say Monday would say English, math, science, social studies, and resource. Only 6 MRs will be able to claim, well, 1, 2, yeah. 6 MRs will be able to claim teaching slots, meaning if there are 6 professors going to school on Monday, that means they can all claim and then everybody else will just attend and assist. Tuesday, a different group happens. Now, the unique thing about this and why they're claiming is because let's say Thursday, there's only 2 teachers coming. Those 2 teachers will now divide the coursework so that they can kind of teach the entire schedule. So let's say it's only 2 teachers, then we'll just have teacher A teach the red team, and then teacher B would teach the blue team all day. Then that's really simple. We don't have to, where's this teacher? Where's this professor? Running around trying to find subs, because that was really chaotic when we had it last year. So this is kind of resolving that. It'll make more sense when I get to Trello. Moving on, MRs use lesson plans created by head of executives to teach classes. MRs will no longer have to worry about creating lesson plans every single week. That'll be a responsibility of head of executives alongside the academic department. They'll give it to the MRs every week or bi-weekly or monthly, however the academic department chooses. I kind of already went over this. There'll be a minimum of 3 professors, meaning there needs to be at least 1 red team professor, 1 blue team professor, and 1 resource teacher. This does not include assistants. There could be as many assistants as needed. And then there could be a maximum of 6 head teachers. So there should never be more than 6 teachers present teaching as a head teacher. All right. Moving on. So again, MRs, there's going to be like 30, 40, 50 MRs, and not every single MR will be able to teach every week. And so what's going to happen is they're going to have minute requirements. And minute requirements means they're going to have to be in game for 60 minutes a week, which is basically like a session. And that way, even if they're not teaching, they're at least being in the game and being active. And that way we can encourage teachers, and we'll have teachers on campus if somebody disconnects, etc. And then let's say people want to go to school, but they don't want to teach. What's going to happen is, in order to get promoted, they must attend a few school sessions to demonstrate that they're being active. I hope this makes sense. Moving on. Executive team, executives, you will continue to kind of do the same thing you've done before. You'll be a school coordinator, which means you administrate the campus up with student discipline, detention, ISS, whatever. You'll be a campus manager, which means you help moderate, ban, help exploiters. And head of executives will be able to host. I'll get to that in a second. I just skipped that. But yeah, HRs, you'll be able to host. You'll be trainers if you want to train. You'll be administrators and moderators. Moving on, HRs will claim training sessions and shifts. I don't need to go over that too much. Only when needed with HRs claim teaching slots. So let's say we only have 2 teachers and you all want to teach. For free, go ahead and teach if you want to. Nobody's stopping you. But just use your lesson plans, etc. In the future, let's say we have multiple servers occurring. Then what's going to happen is HR to be expected to disperse amongst those several servers. So we should have like 2 HRs in server 1, 2 in server 2. And that way we can have multiple people helping manage the school session. And this way we can have multiple school sessions happening at once. Because one big school session with 100 people in the server, people can't get in if they get disconnected. The game is lagging. We have exploiters joining. It's going to become really messy. And this is why I kind of like the new format we have. And then lastly, I'll get into this a little bit more, but let's say no SRs available in head of executives, which are HRs. You all get permission to host a bell session, because at least one SR or head of executive must host a bell session, like the principal. There has to be a principal on site. Executive team SR, Board of Education and Corporate Assistants. You will be department members, you will host, that's optional, and you will be the school principal. In other words, you'll be the one starting the school bell, you'll be the one, making sure things are in place, doing school announcements, etc. SRs will be responsible for helping lead oversee operation of the executive team. So that kind of self-explanatory. I don't need to go into that too much detail. Your leaders show it. SRs will be the primary host of bell sessions. I went over that already. If/when multiple servers occur, SRs will be expected to disperse themselves amongst the several servers. So once again, if there are multiple servers, we should have enough SRs to be able to go through each server, even if we just have one SR in 3 servers, that should be fine. And then lastly, SRs will be divided into several departments. That's pretty self-explanatory. Corporate team, corporate directors, you are responsible for running your individual departments with independent leadership. You are to help oversee general group operations, and then you manage Discord. You manage Discord server and help lower ranking leaders with administrative functions. Example, let's say the corporate assistant does the weekly reset for staffing, and they need you to give the MR, the MR of the week and executive of the week their role. Then you know, as a corporate director, you'll do that, or they can just ask anybody that's on a corporate team to do that. Yeah, ownership team, you strictly oversee all ranks, you manage group finances, oversee development, manage group-wide conflict, and then you have the final say in any promotions. All right, moving into our 3 new departments. They're not really new, but going over definitions: staffing, communications, academics. Staffing, explanatory, you manage all matters related to human resources, applications, weekly resets, requirements, internship, and activity requests, and discipline. I don't need to say too much about that. You can probably assume that. Communications department is responsible for managing alliance, social media, planning, events, activities. The reason it's highlighted like this is because communications will now be broken down into 2 branches. Branch A, alliances and PR / social media, and then branch B will be planning events and activities and clubs. That means the communication department will be a little bit larger than the other ones, because you will have more responsibility, more people kind of working, and yeah, communications explanatory, and then you are basically the sole communicator between Princeton and its affiliates. Last but not least, the newest departments, this is supposed to say academic department. The academic department is responsible for creating curriculum, managing the creation of curriculum. I still spelled it wrong. Oh my God. Responsible for creating curriculum, managing the creation of weekly, bi-weekly / monthly. I know you keep hearing me say that, but it's up to the academic departments to do it how they want to do lesson plans. If they want to have them created weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. Ensuring the academic portion of Bell sessions are coordinated properly. So making sure we have teachers in place, the bell gets started, etc. And yeah, that's what the academic department is responsible for. I hope this video is really helpful and it makes sense and not too confusing. Please let me know if you all have any questions. I know I went through this really fast. I will continue to go through this, and I'll send the slides in the group chat just so you all have it. All right, thank you all for watching. Bye.